Come on, I just said that. Hi, I'm Neurodadversity. I'm a neurodivergent father to 2 neurodivergent kids. I have an ADHD diagnosis as of February 2020, and I am also suspected autistic and dyspraxic. So on my channel, my job is to guide you through this world of being neurodivergent, whether you are yourself or you know somebody else who is, or somebody's getting a diagnosis. Basically do all sorts of advice, product reviews, life advice, philosophical ideas, you name it, we're going to talk about it. Maybe a bit of politics in there, but I try and avoid it where I can. Don't forget to press subscribe, press the like, press the notification bell, the ADHD bell. Why? Because we always forget to press it. Whatever you guys do, you're helping me out by pressing subscribe and notification and all that. So let's do this. So in my last video, I talked about being a neurodivergent father to 2 neurodivergent kids. And I also talked about my journey in trying to become the best dad that I can be. Only skimmed over it. I will do more on the topic. So now I'm going to do an overview from the kids side and how having 2 neurodivergent kids has affected my life. So my kids are 3 and 5. They are boy and a girl, and they both clearly have ADHD, and we suspect they're autistic as well. 2 reasons. Number 1, me and my ex are, the kid's mum. And number 2, so intense all the time. They're lovely. They're lovely kids, but they're so intense. In terms of the kids, one thing in my experience is that they're 2 very different children as it is. When anything you have is sort of exacerbated by the neurodiversity and the neurodivergence of them both. So they have these moments of magic where they get along so well, and they also have moments of chaos. And it's so easy for people to say, and you'll hear this a lot again, oh, every kid's like that though, aren't they? Well, yeah, but does your kid like eat pancakes at 2 in the morning? My kids have been obsessed for the last week making Santa bags, as in Santa sacks, out of balloons and cutting the top off a balloon and turning it into a Santa sack. That's a whole week of that. They're so creative. My kids are so creative with that kind of thing. And they were using the tractor as a sleigh and putting it in and all the rest of it. And like, that's incredible. That kind of creativity that comes out of neurodivergent kids is immense. Like, it's stuff you would not think of. And some of the stuff they've said, they've come up with like life's answers. And I think we just, as parents, we just ignore them. It's just disgusting. And I don't mean ignore them as in like not talk to them. I mean, we just skim over it. I said it in my last video. Kids ask why all the time. Why this? Why that? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? Why is the sky blue? Why is the sea green, yellow submarine? All that. Can't have just said that. But we don't. We shrug them off. The worst one that gets me. We talk about kids being on their phones all the time. But what are we doing on our phones all the time? We have to be more respectful of our kids, I think. Our kids are not acting up because they're acting up for a reason. They're not acting up because they're naughty. They're acting up because we as adults are not giving them what they need, whatever that is. And we might think we are. We might think we're giving them all the love and support in the world that we need. And they got a roof over their head, and we play with them, and we take them to classes and all sorts. But what's missing? Why are they angry? Why are they acting up? And it might be a health issue that you haven't spotted. It might be a psychological issue. But we have to listen to them. Because if we don't, we're failing as parents. Especially when you're neurodivergent, sometimes that makes it even harder for them and you, because you're trying to communicate and there's 2 blocks in the way. Like two neurotypical people can talk and just talk at each other. But if you imagine that you've got 2 static lines where one is static and one isn't, that's bad enough as it is, right? Trying to understand a conversation when one of you's got a dodgy line. But when you've both got dodgy lines on the phone, that makes it even harder. Especially if you can't see them as well. So that analogy is perfect, because that's what it's like having 2 neurodivergent people, kids or adults, communicating. Sometimes, if you know each other well enough, you can see through the static and you just pick out the bits you need to pick and go, yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's okay. I get that now. And that's what happens a lot with neurodivergent people that click. It's called double empathy problem. I'll put some links somewhere to that because it's really interesting. But it's still hard, especially with the kids, because they can't communicate. So we have to be respectful and patient of that. And they're there to learn from us. And they are the best kids in the world. And I'm not just talking about my kids. I mean, generally, like the concept of these kids that are so intellectual and can channel their creativity in crazy ways. Like, I'm still baffled by the fact my son saw a balloon and went, that would make a great Santa sack, and we cut the top off and he pinched it at the end and he sort of just carried it around with him. Like, that kind of thing is amazing. One of my oldest videos on TikTok, I said he found 4 2-pence coins and I asked him where they were from, and he replied with the jewellery heist. Like, a 3-year-old was talking about it. It's like, might as well have been in the Hatton Garden, you know what I mean? There's so many aspects to our kids that are incredible. And we deserve to give them a chance. I don't think we do. So what I'm doing, and you guys can try the same if you want, if you're in this position, you're struggling, is work on yourself, work on your own happiness, and then find ways to get them involved in everything that you want to do. Like, one of the best things for me is getting the kids involved with the DIY and the chores and the cleaning, because they love it. Especially as a separated parent, because they're spending time with me, especially as a dad, because it is a bit of a stereotype, but like I said, I've said in other videos, I wasn't the best dad until recently. And they're loving spending time with me now, like sorting all the clothes, made a game out, sorting their clothes out and putting them away. They see me being silly and making a mess, and then they love it because they love making a mess, even though I don't like it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan of slime and all that kind of stuff, but they see we're willing to overcome our fears for them. And it's only recently I realised that. And that's pretty cool. If you can't swim, take swimming lessons with your kids, so they can see it's okay that they can't swim. And it's okay to overcome your fears as well. They can help you overcome yours. And that'll make you feel better about yourself. Big one for me, and I'll talk about this. I've got 2 massive, I've now got 1 massive phobia, which is intravenous. But my biggest phobia for a while was vaccinations and needles, and not because of anything else, just because I was scared of the needle. And then COVID came around. For the first time in 20 years, I had an injection, and I hadn't had one since I was 14. And I got my booster coming up, and I'm scared. Of course I'm scared, but I've done it because I want my kids to see that it is okay to be scared about things, but also it's okay to overcome those things and try, and in doing so, it's still okay to be scared of them. Because so many times I used to not think about it and just be like, but why are you saying that? Why are you scared? Why are you like not scared of the thing on the telly, but you're scared of this tiny little ant that's crawling around? Or like, why are you scared of like a little something? And you don't know, especially with the neurodivergent. You've just got to open your eyes and look at it and go, hang on a minute, why? Comes back to why again. I'll do more content on this, but if you guys are enjoying this so far, I will get on some products eventually, but right now, if you see my other videos, I haven't got a desk or anything, so I'm just doing some ramblings. Let's press subscribe, let's press like, let's press the ADHD bell, and you'll get notified when my videos go up, and then you can watch them straight away and tell everybody how amazing they are and how much my channel is changing your life and theirs.